My name is Dr. Lisa Baxter, and I am the University of Georgia State Forage Extension Specialist. In this video, we will cover how to manage grazing around different growth stages of winter annual forages. There are two factors impacting regrowth potential of these forages: grazing height and growth stage. We recommend harvesting winter small grains to a minimum of a 4-inch stubble height. However, plant height is only part of the equation. Growth stage or stage of maturity is even more important than determining grazing height, especially if regrowth is desired for future grazing events. Determining the growth stage of a small grain can be a challenge. There are several different scoring systems out there, but the actual numbered score is not as important in grazing as understanding the physiological stage that the plant has reached. Instead of focusing on the numbers, let's think of this like a stoplight. Cut a random assortment of stems from the field, making sure to cut at the soil surface. Grab a knife or blade and move to a solid working surface. Carefully dissect the stem into two parts to inspect for the growth stage. This first stem here that I am dissecting is in vegetative growth. We can give this plant a green light for grazing. Regrowth will not be compromised if a minimum of a 4-inch stubble height is maintained. The next stem we are looking at is starting to elongate and exhibit vertical growth. You can see at least one hollow stem, which means this plant is now at a yellow light. We need to carefully monitor the grazing height to protect the growing point. If the growing point is removed, the grass will not regrow. The last stem we are going to dissect is well advanced in its maturity, and the flag leaf is evident. We are now at a red light for grazing, unless we are prepared for this to be our final grazing event. There are multiple hollow stem sections, and the growing point is high in the plant. This plant will not regrow after it is grazed. Height does not necessarily correlate with growth stage, especially when the forage is stressed. Many grazing recommendations are based on the height of the forage, but that can be a challenge in small grains, especially in difficult winters like those we are currently experiencing. For example, all of these plants were in the red light phase when dissected, even though they are at very different heights. In summary, vegetative growth means we have a green light for grazing. Stem elongation and the first hollow stems mean we need to graze with caution like we're at a yellow light. The light turns red as soon as that growing point moves up the stem, especially above the typical 4-inch grazing height. For more general forage information, please visit our website, www.georgiaforages.com. If you have additional forage management questions, please contact your local University of Georgia Cooperative Extension office by dialing 1 800 ASK UGA 1.